1987, we were basically the doormat of the league. There wasn't a lot of great athletes on our team. Saskatchewan Rough Riders, you know, they're used to losing. We got to find a way. They're accepting losing.
Looney from the shotgun is back passing, sends it to the near sidelines. There's a great sliding grab inside the 10. There's a flag on the play. This Jurasin defense is getting killed by penalties. This team just can't win with all these penalties.
At one point in time, John Gregory, he brought in the sports psychologist that came in there and tried to change things around a little bit. He'd ask us what our ring sizes are, but subconsciously it gets some of the weaker guys on the team to start thinking of it, and then they start to be contributors as the season starts to go on.
Burgess passing, he sets up, throws into the end zone. Touchdown! Upset! Upset! The Riders are going to the Grey Cup.
We went in there and we took it to them. We didn't just beat them, we kicked their butts. There's just so many guys that stepped up to the plate. There was a lot of blue-collar, old-school football players that knew the meaning of hard work. Those guys that would come and punch the clock on defense. The 89 season couldn't be more of a roller coaster ride. You couldn't write a book and have an end any better than the 89 season because there were so many ups and downs and so many changes and so many things that happened along the way, which made the ride even that much more crazier than it really was.
Jurasin with a hand up, ball thrown into the end zone. It's knocked away. Great defensive stand by the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
89, I mean, there's so many other little different stories that happen along the way that just make it so special.
Burgess on the draw to Walling, big hole left side, finds some room to the line.
James Ellingson throws a block that springs Brian Walling, who's on loaner from Edmonton to begin with, to beat Calgary in the quarterfinal game. I mean, there's just so many little things that happen. We were a 9-9 football team, but we handled the adversity so well, and there was no stopping us. I felt the greatest I've ever felt, and I was having a good season. And then third game of the season, I blew up my ACL, I tore my meniscus, I blew up my right knee. So we braced it up, and let's play the rest of the year on it. And it did end up that year leading the league in sacks with 16 with a blown to ACL. Everybody asked me, well, what was your greatest moment in your CFL career? And they said, well, it had to be the Grey Cup in 1989. It was just such a great feeling for the province of Saskatchewan because it's only two have ever been won in the history. It was gunslingers. Whoever had the last bullets in their gun was going to win.
Austin is back, passing, throwing it deep. He's got it, fair hold with the catch. Touchdown, Rough Riders!
Because the way that goddamn game was going, I mean, the defenses may as well have grabbed the pom-poms and did the cheering because the 43-40 is not exactly a defensive struggle.
Carrying it back, feathers the pass in the end zone, looking for champion, pulls it in over the shoulder, grab, wow, and another lead change.
I was a fan basically that day because the defenses may as well have stayed home.
Riders need a first down here. Austin brings them out to midfield. Back passing. Pitching downfield, Guy makes the catch. What a hit! Go crazy, Rough Riders!
I was wishing there would be no time left on the clock. I got my eyes wide open because I don't want to miss a thing.
The ball is snapped, it's spotted, Ridgway kicks it, it's going, it's going, it's good, it's good! Rough Riders win!
As soon as it went through, I was standing right next to John Gregory and he just looked at me and I looked at him and I said, holy crap, here we go. The get-together after the game was just, I mean, you know, everybody thought you just tore it up after the game. We just went to our after-the-game party after Grey Cup when we were still in Toronto and everyone's just sitting there going, wow. Then on the plane ride home, we're sitting on the charter plane. I got the mayor sitting in front of me and I'm sitting behind him and one of my buddies, Rasovich, I said, throw me a pop back here. Well, I'll be a son of a gun if you didn't throw me a pop. I missed and hit the mayor right in the head. We pull up to the airport and we start to get out and we can't get in. We're starting to come down the escalator and you can't get in. There's no room in the airport. There's people everywhere. And then the streets are lined all the way to Taylor Field. As soon as we get in, the bus takes us right to Taylor Field. There's 19,000 people in the stands cheering us as we come out with the Grey Cup. 20,000 people sound like 60,000 people. The fans went nuts. I was happy for myself winning the Grey Cup, but I was definitely happy for those older guys that have put the time and the wear and tear. I mean, I came in 1986 and won one by 89. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be. Some guys never win one ever. It's a proud league, and to win something that covenant is just, it was the ultimate goal, and only two in the history So you're part of history and you know, you're part of Saskatchewan folklore now. It's been a great ride, I'll tell you that. Symbolism of the bandana, that goes to my mother-in-law. She saw this Rising Sun kamikaze bandana and she goes, that matches my son-in-law's personality. And then I started wearing it in practice and things started going good. Wore it in a game, things started going real good. I started playing more.
Calgary keeps the ball on the ground, cut behind the line of scrimmage. Jurasin is bad luck for Calgary.
Well, most professional athletes are superstitious. As soon as something works, you can't change it. So then all of a sudden, I started wearing the dang thing and I've had great luck ever since. And then the wife goes, you know, we should really market these. I said, who's going to wear one of those? 3 kids in tow, she took the initiative. I mean, I'd let her do all of it. She handled it, she marketed it, she did it all. I just wore the bandana. And then before you know it, you get these crazy son of a guns out there, the Saskatchewan people, and the nation starts to come alive and they want part of it. And then before you know it, it's out there.
Bobby Jurasin played 13 seasons in the CFL. He played in 2 Grey Cups and was on the winning team in 1989. In the player category, please join me in welcoming Bobby Jurasin.
Wow. I mean, it's hard to put it into words. The feeling that you have now, it's the 12 years that you played and thought maybe one day, someday, you might possibly make it to the Canadian Hall of Fame, and here I am. It's that day.
You know, when they unveiled that bust, I had a few tears in my eyes because this is a very emotional, exciting and proud, very proud to have Bobby as one of my players.
Every moment was great. Every time that I was on the field, every time that I was out there. I mean, there wasn't one part that I dreaded. I did not dread anything. I don't care if it was training camp and it was 95 degrees, I didn't dread it. I didn't care if it was in the off season when I'm running on my snowshoes and it's 30 below, I didn't dread it. I mean, I didn't dread one aspect of the game, ever. I loved it, because you can't fake that. You can't fake that emotion. You can't fake the love that you have for it. You just can't.
Jurasin stops him cold. He just loves this game, and we love watching him.
Once again, I'd like to thank all the teammates that I've ever played with were the guys that made me who I am today. Coach Grenke, those guys helped form me into the individual you see standing here today. It is my pleasure and it is my honor to be in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. Thank you very much. The story goes, well, it was in the Toronto Sun. Of my 2-year-old son with me and my wife, and he's sitting right in the Grey Cup, right in the locker room. There's guys all over and the celebrations going on, and Dylan is sitting in the Grey Cup. Now, how nice would that be in 5 years or 6 years, whenever, that my son, if he does eventually come back to the CFL and has a chance to win the Grey Cup, he goes, I sat in there when I was 2 years old. That would be a full circle thing, wouldn't it? That would be phenomenal. Life would be good.
The loyal fans of the green and white have waited patiently for the day the Grey Cup finds its way back to the towns, big and small, of this great province. Many of the Rider faithful believe a football dynasty may be on the Grey Cup horizon. To make this possible, it may take the likes of men such as the bandana-wearing Jurasin to inspire this team to believe that in the CFL, as in life, everything is possible. Maybe even the Jurasin family's return to Saskatchewan one day. I'm Dan Toth, and I'd like to thank you for watching this special Canadian Football Hall of Fame presentation, Bobby Jurasin, His Story.